Next Monday night, Hess Park, 7 o'clock. Sponsored by CHOA, the Council, and the League of Women Voters. Should be an excellent debate.
These are the closing comments from the candidates for Rancho Palos Verdes.
So with that, John, take it away.
You got it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for being the moderator today, and thank you everyone for being here. I will be at next Monday's event, and it's a lot easier to be there in person than to be here in Singapore, but I will say that it actually worked out pretty well, I believe. So anyhow, thank you everyone for sponsoring the event and for the audience, and I also want to have a shout out to my fellow candidates, who I have a lot of respect for all 5 of them. I think there's a lot of important issues that we're going to be dealing with, not just this year, but in the years to come. I think the key is that we choose the right people to be our leaders. This year there's going to be 2 new council members, and in 2 years there'll be 3 more, so you'll have a whole new city council in 2 years. So you can see how important this election is. I believe I'm a consensus builder and someone that can help solve problems. I've run my own companies for the last 20 plus years and had good and bad times with those, but I think those type of experiences have helped me learn many valuable lessons that I could take with me as a council member. I currently have a majority of the city council endorsing my candidacy. I'm also being endorsed by many past mayors and council members and elected officials from all around the region. Also, the business community has endorsed me. The sheriffs have endorsed me, and also my fellow civil engineers have endorsed me. So in short, I look forward to the future challenges of our city. The issues that we talked about today are important, but a year from now they might be different. We want to make sure that we have the right people in place to be the voice for the residents on the city council. And for that, I'd be honored to get your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Matthew?
Again, my name is Matthew Vidlich, and I'm a 3rd generation RPV resident of the Eastview section. I'm running because I've spoken with residents, some who feel underrepresented by the status quo, some who feel mild satisfaction with their local government, but a large majority who feel as if they don't know what the council is doing or has done. I want to change this. This election is a momentous occasion to set the course for the next 3 years, to correct mistakes and start anew, to form a new consensus about the issues and projects that mean the most to us as a city, and to inject new blood and new perspectives into the city council and reinvigorate it. Each election is a learning experience for all of us and an opportunity to take stock of what we have, where we are, and where we want to be. Late Associate Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis once said, "The most important political office is that of the private citizen." This election shouldn't be decided by special interests or Sacramento, but by you, the people of Rancho Palos Verdes. So I'd ask all of you after this forum to go home, go to rpvca.gov, and find the Document Center page for the candidates and look at who's funding and managing these city council races. I will always do my best to keep you informed. If I'm elected to the city council, I believe that the power rests in you, the residents, and I want to make sure that you know what's going on, and I want to be aware of what your needs and concerns are. Thank you very much, and I would appreciate one of your votes on November 7th or when you fill out your absentee ballot.
Good evening. One quick commercial. October 29th, Marymount College Neighborhood Crime Summit. I'm inviting all the candidates and even their supporters. We're going to talk about solutions for crime. Again, my thanks to Bob Nelson, our organizer of tonight's event, and our mayor, Brian Campbell, and all of you for being willing to come out and spend the evening with us learning about the city. Probably tomorrow you'll receive your official vote by mail ballot, or you can be a bit old-fashioned like me and go to the polls on November 7th. In my mind, this is a foundational election. What I mean by that is RPV was founded back in the 1970s as a low-tax contract city with the goal of local residents controlling land use and development. The question in this election is, should we honor the founding principles, or should we use our new wealth from Terranea, from increasing property taxes, to go on a spending spree, building a new city hall, new park offices, unproven construction ideas to stop the landslide, more consultants, more contractors, more city staffers. And when we get ourselves in $100 million worth of debt, from those projects. Then what happens when the next recession hits and the money from China dries up and property tax and sales tax income decreases. So if you're concerned about those kind of things as I am, and if you support my approach, if you believe experience is important, I greatly appreciate your support and your vote this fall. Thank you.
So yeah, I would like to thank our moderator, Mayor Brian Campbell. I'd like to thank Long Point Homeowners Association and Bob Nelson and the Association of Realtors for putting this event on right now. So I think that one of the reasons that you might want to support me running for council right now is the question of how dynamic you want your city council to be right now. I bring representation to an aspect of the Hill that's not normally represented on the Hill. So I do represent a younger generation, that's a given, but I also want to make sure that we bring people who are not normally involved in our political process and in what goes on in the city to it. We have a very dedicated panel of candidates here who are fiscally responsible, who are committed to protecting our open spaces and are committed to the issues that are at hand right now. So what you need to look at for who you're voting in this election is how dynamic you want this council to be and how responsive. You want a council that brings discussion to the table, that brings different perspectives as to what the city should be doing, and that way our democracy will function. We don't want a consensus necessarily at all times. So I hope I can bring that. I hope I can bring a fresh perspective to what goes on in the city, and I humbly ask for your vote.
Thank you, and I particularly want to thank the residents, all of you, for coming out this evening. Obviously, there's other things and considerations this is time away from your family, so it speaks volumes that you're so engaged in our community, and I ask that we continue to be. I think that's how we should be. As I talked about, I'm a family man. I have 3 young children, 5, 3, and 1. And wow. I want to publicly thank my wife, Christine, for all that she's done to support the campaign. We both believe in community, and we both believe in family. And as I mentioned, that's ultimately why I'm running. As a small businessman, I believe that I have the expertise in terms of my financial background to help support the city through the upcoming years and challenges that are in front of us. This community is ours, and as the residents of RPV, I ask that we continue to be engaged in that. It's about collaboration and consensus building, so as you think about the candidates that you're going to vote for, think about the candidates that you think will bring those skills to the table in terms of the ability to collaborate at different levels, not just with residents, but also with those inside and outside the community to get things done for us. So I appreciate your time, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 7th. Thank you.
My name is Krista Johnson, and I'm going to echo the thanks that everybody has given to the moderator, to the Long Point Homeowners Association, and to the realtors. And also, I really would like to thank you, because your engagement is what makes our democracy work, and your engagement is what has the city be the way it is. And for me, I really see myself as the voice of reason in bringing groups together to solve problems and issues in the community. And there are some people who have one issue in particular, and there are hundreds of issues in the city that we have to grapple with. And the question is, how do we balance all of that so that everybody has a voice and can be heard? And I can bring that to the council. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, I want to make sure that we keep our quality of life. I want to make sure that we are engaging residents in a way that makes them feel valued and that their input is important, because we wouldn't be here without you. I wouldn't be here in the city, we're running for city council if it wasn't for the residents. And I have 30 years of experience in financial management, investment management, financial planning, strategic planning and implementation, compliance and regulatory issues, and I really think that is a different perspective to bring to the city council. And I am, as I mentioned at other events, if I have to talk to every resident in the city to find out what you really want, I will do it. I will knock on your door and I will ask you what you want, and I will make sure that you're heard. because I feel that that's something that's missing right now, is that we are not heard as a community. So I'll be your voice for that and bring that back. And I really think that the community collaboration is important, because that's actually what community is people working together. So I humbly ask for your vote on November 7th. Again, my name is Krista Johnson, and thank you so much for taking your time to be here, because there are many other places you could be than here tonight. So, thank you.
And I'd like to give a round of applause. Speaking as a member of the city council and someone who's soon to be moved out after 8 years, I've got to tell you, I can't tell you how happy I am that we've got a field of 6 candidates for these 2 seats. So whoever wins, I think we're going to be in good hands. Whoever doesn't always has another opportunity every couple of years or so. And thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you all, candidates. You are extremely well informed. This was one of the most productive 90 minutes that I've had in a long time. So thank you again very much, and thank you everybody for coming out tonight.
This was quite an evening. Everybody around the world you get to see. I'm not just going to majority, minority communities, or well, that doesn't even mean anything anymore, but seeing a well-run city where people want to ensure that it's even better run. Hey, Arthur. Say hi to Alan right here. How's it, bro?
Good to be here. Good here to see my boy, Arthur.
This is it right here. See, I survived Berkeley twice. He was there.
Make America great again.
Make America great again. Build the wall. You know, immigration didn't come up, but that's an issue that's affecting here too. It doesn't happen. All right, folks. Build the wall. See you soon. All right, bye-bye.